Out, valet, walk out, all these bands I lost count, cause I'm too up right now, too up right now. I'm too on one day on my third, I was too broke, now I'm too rich, made 100K on my third shift from a...
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Trubisky out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. He'll be dropped at the 30. The shifty move got him a couple extra on the play. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that. First drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
For the Bears last season, Charles, as they come out here, a 2-game improvement, but when you go from 3-13 to 5-11, not enough to save their coaching staff. So in comes 40-year-old Matt Nagy. He's the new head coach and seems to be bringing a new optimism with it.
Yeah, and you hate to put too much on the shoulders of not just a new head coach, but a second-year quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky. But this is the city of broad shoulders, and I think that he has that, and he's looking forward to working with this new crew. And similar to teams that really elevated with coaching changes, the Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams last year, I think that can happen here in Chicago as well because of the structure they'll put in place for this quarterback. Head coach who knows quarterbacks, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. They will really work with this guy, and I think that this team has a chance to roll.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll They'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They go play action here on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And Crosby puts it through. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Gotta go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. It's Nick Perry with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Hurry up. Get 300.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So, hey, let's go. Come on.
Rodgers to throw on second down. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on third and long. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And Adams has it complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Hurry up. Box it.
They'll run with Montgomery. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Kelly, don't let Kelly.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Packers add on to their lead. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Crosby on now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Onto the field now come the Bears. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Muhammad Wilkerson elevated a tempo program that was looking for players like him, and he's carried that on into the NFL. What a terrific play there.
Yeah, a nice tackle for loss for the former Temple Owl, as you said, and the 30th pick in the 2011 draft.
Blue.
On second down, here's Trubisky. That's going to lead to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
It felt like Mitchell Trubisky, the quarterback for the Bears, was in the draft room with his general manager because picking up this pass catcher from Memphis, Anthony Miller, made to order for a young quarterback. A nice slot who can make plays like we just saw.
He is fun to watch. Went from being a walk-on at Memphis to completely rewriting the record books out wide. He may try and run for this. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good chunk on the ground on the keeper, 17 yards, first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hurry.
On first down, they run with Howard. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Hey, gotta go. Yep.
Now it's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
18.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hurry.
2nd and 10, it's Trubisky again. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Kevin King with a pick. Room here to run. Past the 20. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral it down near the 11-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
50. Hey, you block over here.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
319.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Come on.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Hurry.
they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Packers making their way out. As we look back to last year, I don't know that anybody foresaw how things would play out. Heavy favorites in the NFC North, but the injury to Aaron Rodgers that cost him more than half the season, ultimately too much to overcome.
And when you think about how Green Bay has played over the last 10 years, there's been a lot of sameness to them, and that's been good. Continuity, offense, defense, coaching staff.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Working from the gun. Rodgers. He's going to loft it. Deep right sideline. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. Crosby on now to kick it away. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you got to circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that.
And that's caught inside the 35. Trubisky hitting Robinson for a big one, 43 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. The six-time Pro Bowler, Clay Matthews. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Lock in, lock in. Come on, gotta go.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Nick Perry in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. And Parkey's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words.
Yeah, Liz. Right up. Right over there. Yeah. Right, 58, right there.
To throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. Caught left side by Cobb. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Hey, gotta go.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation, but think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
Stepping, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Mitchell Trubisky as the first half is winding down. And the Bears get a bit closer. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, inside.
Draw play, Rodgers to Montgomery. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Hurry up.
Here's Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Caught on the right side by Adams. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
We got three, fellas. We got
319.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now a play fake here on first down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. That's 30 yards now in the last two plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling.
Let's go, come on. Inside.
Montgomery back to the ground. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Hurry up.
Here's Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Packers add on to their lead. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he will find his man on the outside. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Let's go.
Trubisky now, just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
Gotta go.
Now Trubisky on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Burton. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Move.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. He's going to air one out. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, 40 yards. Then the Bears cut into that lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and that will get them one closer. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
And this is Montgomery with a grab over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Let's go, come on. Hurry up, hurry up. One set.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Rodgers now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Yeah, Liz.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10.
Hurry.
On 1st down, Trubisky. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Trubisky now, 5 straight completions here in this second half, 1st and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Hey, gotta go.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A good pickup there, a 22. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working with it.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cohen. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bithema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Packers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd down and 12.
Hey, tick 26. Hey, tick 26. Hey, tick 26.
Rodgers now operating from the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Montgomery. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Come on, gotta go, gotta go.
They'll begin the drive with Howard. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to them. 11 yards and a 1st down. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Second and 10, it's Trubisky again. Looking deep for Gabriel. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. He's got a 1st down past the 30. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but It's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. C.J. Wilson getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. On second down, Trubisky. Flush to his right. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
The Bears on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now it's Trubisky. Flushed out right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. It's caught inside the 25. So with a big gainer anyways, they'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 23. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Oh, no, he lost the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Trubisky. And this one is incomplete.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it?
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Howard all alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal.
Come on, gotta go, gotta go.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Mitchell Trubisky keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Caught by Cobb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Hurry up, hurry up.
Rodgers to throw. He gets it over the middle to Cobb. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Randall Cobb, 45 yards. And the Packers have moved out in front.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type.
It's caught inside the 25. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
Yes, it was a touchdown. And not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This will be fielded at the 8. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rodgers is going to let this one go deep. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Packers on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
And now the Bears going to signal for another timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. And now here comes their final timeout, as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. He'll get it up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. So the game here hangs on the right foot of Mason Crosby. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And Crosby puts it through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Packers, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.
No introduction really necessary. Get the message like a secretary. Boy, I'm legendary. When I'm dead and buried, still be kicking flavor in the cemetery. Trap music originator. Fresh off of my hiatus. Yelling you to all my haters. They skywalk, I'm Darth Vader. Promise I don't give a about them. Let them out to anywhere till them don't need matter. Yep, like and the can't go enter. New Cadillac with an all-go hammer. Long as I remember out of Atlanta. I can give a about a dog. Used to getting things from a text. So I count setting numbers in the hood. Do what I say do. Tell break bread or fake dead. A bit to hate that. 50 million year dot to make that middle. You vote for Trump, you see me outside, well, you know what's up. I ain't hearing no peace talk, ain't funny, no hee-haw. Like the Black Panther weak to the teeth, try me weak. Swear to God, I could have been Freddie Gray. Or Mike Brown getting down with a homie and a half a. Let me buy Sandra Bland. Listen, boy, you're challenging with the running man. I was challenging with a hand. What you see before you, what they told you from nothing, man. Grand hustle over everything. And hit the king like an 18-wheeler in and out of air lane. Never been a part of the in crowd. Got a problem with me, I said, y'all got the same friend that I came in with, ducking all that lane. Hey, everyone that knows on go. I rolled in the 4x4. Believe if a kid gon' go see me with, ain't gon' see them no more. They love when I talk, they roll by the car lot when bought it. Caught case at the case and a phone. They will watch you give a that. I live today rapping back, catching them back what they catching back. They ain't roll my, but we know it did. We cashing out, we bagging that. Stacking up, there's zero. Certified neighborhood hero. You can try one of them, better not try with me though. Hey.
Bring it in. Roll it down by 2. We're gonna go out here, run this play for the win. Let's go get it. I formation, 28 sweeps, blue 14. Watch left.
We to the man, Atlanta hat cop to the left, turn to the back. Try to see we weren't having that. Sit with your ad, drop it out with Alabama ad. That would get for trying to battle rap. Head be one and done. No drive, but we running. Walk up to you while you showing us stun till you up that jury, that money. Playing game, thinking showing up funny till my young win for me. Yeah. For the love of the bankroll, keep it business. Don't nobody care about it. Don't nobody wanna hear about it. You got problem, huh? Well, it's the same thing for everybody. I ain't gon' lie. I promise that a day go by. I ain't on the grind if I ain't on fire. If it one thing I want, then it can't go by. Tryna put seat wheels on the Range Rover. I ain't finna play no game, that what you know. So if you think it's the top till I move over. Modern day Tupac in a new Hova. Know that now come with us and down. We dodge a steady deck and clown. We chase a meal so we can put that down. Top but we run the town. But with millions in with no cap and gown. We're all in what happened now. Metal throne, concrete crown. Call that line, you getting beat. Real what veteran. What academy. He still remember me when they were sick and needed their medicine. Better watch it, partner, you ain't from around here thinking sweet, you got the wrong idea. Get left out there, tell them so what? I kept trap music all black. Still, I'm that stupid. Still down to do it if you act stupid. Get locked up and get back to it, yeah. Trap music all black. Get locked up and get back to it, yeah.
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rhyme.